Welcome back to the channel. There are 5 lies that are keeping you from getting into running, and I wanted to address those today. So I've been running for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and before that, I didn't enjoy running. I still don't have the typical runner's build. I wasn't into running. I only ran for other sports. It was all conditioning. There was really no love for it, and I only got into it to start losing weight. So there are several lies that I've heard over the intervening years that since I've gotten into running, several lies I believed that I just wanted to address today very directly and hopefully help you get out on the road and start running some miles. So the first one is I don't have a runner's build. Lie number one, I don't have a runner's build. The reality is that not many of us have like the prototypical runner's build. Lean, maybe a little shorter, 5'8" to 5'10", 5'11", 150, 160 pounds, that allows you to naturally go really fast. And a lot of us just don't have that. When I started, I was 6'4" and 270 pounds. Now I'm down to 235, but I'm still not the typical runner's build. And the reality is that anyone can run. Running is one of the most accessible sports in the world. And now there obviously are limitations that keep certain people from running, but the fact and the reality is that anyone can run. And as you run, you find that you have built up strength, you've built up more stamina, your body adapts over time. And the more that you run, the more that you will be able to do, the faster you will be able to go. So that's lie number one. This leads me to my second lie because these kind of go hand in hand. The first one is I don't have a runner's build. The second one is line number two is that it's bad for my knees. I get this all the time. The reality is that it can be bad for you. It can be bad for your knees if you're not doing it right. Sometimes this generally is the result of several things: not having a good pair of running shoes, not taking care of yourself physically by stretching, getting enough sleep, and then lastly, and this happens the most, is that people go out and try to run way too fast when they should be steadily increasing over time their mileage and their speed. That's a base that you need to build early on. I started by running 3 times a week, a couple miles a week, which is, I don't know, a total of an hour. And that has now led up to 6 days a week, running 50-mile weeks. And it's my knees are actually better than they have been in several years because I'm stretching every night before I go to sleep. And I'm realizing that before I run, I should stretch certain parts of my body that feel bad, that chronically or just consistently just aren't good. And while I've increased mileage, I've actually felt way better. And generally, that lie of it's bad for your knees is because people don't take care of themselves physically. Line number three is that you need all this expensive equipment. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You need to get a chest strap heart rate to get the most accurate heart rate. You need to get the latest Garmin. You need to have an ice bath. You need to do all of this. You need nasal strips. When in reality, all you need is a decent pair of running shoes and just get out the door and start running. Really, for a lot of beginning runners, they think I need to have all this stuff to be able to be a successful runner. The fact of the matter is that if you're just getting into it, you haven't built consistency. You don't even know if you'll love it long term. So you're pouring in $600 to $700 into all this equipment, or that you might not use down the road. And so you feel all this pressure, this added pressure and responsibility to run, to use everything. When in reality, just stretch, run, eat, sleep well, and you don't need all of that. You don't need that to have a really enjoyable running experience. Line number four is that I don't have enough time. The fact is, a lot of us are busy. Some of us, I think, could do more with their time than you are doing right now. But even on a busy schedule, you can still get a run in. Runs can be very short, especially for beginner runners. All they should be doing is a couple miles. And if you're doing in between 10 to 12 minutes per mile, that's 10 to 20 minutes for your run, 10 to 22 minutes for your run. So and take that into account. Like right now, where you're starting out with this hobby, as you first get into it, you're just developing a sense for what you're capable of. If you like this, if you want to build for this long term, don't think you need to dedicate 8 hours a week to running right off the bat. That is not really healthy. That's not healthy for you mentally. It's not healthy for you physically, and you're just gonna burn out. So what I advise a lot of my friends, a lot of people that have asked me over the years, is that you should just try to get into it consistently, much less mileage than you probably want to, go slower than you want to, and the more consistency over time, the more that you'll find that you have more time in your day, or you will make more time for it. So that's lie number four. The final lie, and I think this is one of the most pervasive lies, especially people that I've talked to, people that are really into sports, is that I hate running. Line number five is I hate running or I'm not good at it. The fact is that many people don't enjoy running. They use it as conditioning for other things. They use it or just see it as something that just isn't really fun. All you're doing is going out for a run. How is that mentally stimulating? How is that any fun at all? What I've come to find is that when I got into running, I did it to start losing weight. It was purely a means to that end. I really, really love cycling, and I still do. But the fact is that running helped me achieve that goal in a shorter amount of time because you have to ride twice as long to get the amount of to burn the amount of calories that you want versus going for a run. So generally, I would say a 15-minute run is probably the equivalent of a 30 to 35-minute bike ride. And since I just didn't have a lot of time, I just focused on running. And over time, as I learned to stay consistent at it, as I saw the benefits that I got from it, I started to really love running. Now I look forward to running every single day. Sundays are my days off. By the time I get to the end of Sunday, I am just so excited to start the next day of training. But that's coming from someone who played basketball growing up. I did running as a means to an end for conditioning to get me in shape for the season. And once I got into the season, I wouldn't worry about going for runs at all. After school, that all changed. After I graduated college, that all changed because this now has turned into something that I love doing. I can set goals, I can push myself physically. And working a desk job, it's really good to push myself physically when I sit in a chair for a living. Now, the other part of this lie is that I'm not good at it. A lot of people aren't good at something that they haven't done before, and that shouldn't hold you back from trying it out. Now, I encourage you to get into whatever physical activity you're really into, pickleball, weightlifting, playing basketball, playing soccer, doing city league. All this stuff is good. Just try to do it consistently. That's really the main takeaway from this whole video that I want anyone who's watching, I want the main takeaway to be you can do whatever you're doing for fitness, but do it consistently. A lot of people suffer from burnout, and I find that running is the most accessible sport and it can be done anywhere you are. You can be traveling, you can hit a treadmill in a gym, you can run outside. Even in some of the worst weather, you can go for a really short run. It's really accessible to people of all walks of life, all fitness levels. And just because you're not good at it doesn't mean that you can't get good at it. I mean, that's just the same as saying, hey, I'm not good at cooking, so I'm never going to cook a good meal for myself. You have to start somewhere, right? If you're not good at something that is just good for you, it's probably worth the time and the investment. So don't let that keep you from running. So I'm really curious, have you heard of any of these lies before? Do you believe some of them yourself? Let me know. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. And until the next video, have a great week.